Alright, today we are talking about Stadium Mercy. And I need to talk about Stadium Mercy because every time I see people's builds in Stadium, it genuinely hurts me. I see so many Mercies building completely wrong, and it's painful. So today we are fixing that. Quick disclaimer before we start this video, I made this in Season 20. Things will most definitely change in the future. But the basics I'm gonna explain will stay relevant no matter what Blizzard does. The most important thing to understand is that Stadium lets Mercy have different playstyles, so you're not locked into one way of playing her. So in this video, I'm gonna explain all the Stadium item types, all Mercy specific items, all powers, and how to build a useful Mercy build. Let's start with the item types, because if you don't understand this, everything else falls apart. There are 5 categories: survival, which is health and shields, weapon power, which affects how strong your weapon is, ability power, which does nothing on Mercy unless you take certain powers, and we will get to that, attack speed, which controls how fast your weapon ticks, and cooldown reduction, which reduces how long you have to wait for your abilities. For Mercy, your weapon is your staff, healing beam and pistol, and damage boost itself is not affected by weapon power or attack speed. Now, here's the part most people mess up. You want weapon power and attack speed together. They scale off each other. If you only build weapon power, your healing ticks slowly, and if you only build attack speed, your ticks are fast but weak. In this clip, you can see the highest weapon power build takes this long to fully heal the target. Now, here's the max attack speed. It is actually slower. What really works is combining them. So if you mix weapon power and attack speed, healing per second becomes significantly higher. I highly recommend screenshotting this graph. I still use it myself to quickly check how much healing my build is doing. Both weapon power and attack speed items are found in the weapon category of the armory. Now let's move on to Mercy specific items. Every hero has items only they can buy. Mercy currently has 11 of them. So I go through what each one does and when it is useful. Mid-air mobilizer gives 5% weapon power and 10% attack speed while you're airborne. I personally don't take this item, it's very expensive at 4000 points and you can buy much better items for that cost. I think Blizzard should either buff it or replace it. Glass Extra Full gives over health when you heal full health allies. It used to be a power and gave 50 health, now it is an item and only gives 25 over health, but now it also gives 5% attack speed. I don't really like this item either. You generally shouldn't fully be healing your teammates constantly anyways. It's only useful for heroes that play away from the team, like Tracer, Pharah or Reaper. And even then, 25 health isn't much. You can literally buy that for 1500 Stadium points instead of the 4500 that Glass Extra Full costs. Caduceus EX gives 10 weapon power and increases staff range by 33%. This item can be very useful, especially if you're playing safely or focusing on movement. Your range goes from about 15 meters to around 20 meters. It's expensive, but it pairs well with other items. Celestial Clip gives weapon power, extra ammo, and the chance to fire an extra shot without consuming ammo. This is for battle mercies, and I don't think it's worth the points. I would rather buy Commander's Clip instead. That gives you 40% more ammo, attack speed, and ammo restoration when you use abilities, which is perfect for Mercy since you're constantly using GA and it's the same price for much better value. Long Distance Swings gives ability power and increases Guardian Angel range by 33%. I find this item very useful when paired with Caduceus EX. Together they make a very strong movement build base. Blessed Boosters gives health, ability power, and increased launch velocity when you crouch or jump. I have mixed opinions on this one. I really like it for movement, especially combined with long distance swings and Caduceus EX. But you have to be careful when rezzing, because if you super jump or slingshot res, it can break off your res and you waste your cooldown and maybe lose fights because of it. Angelic Acrobatics gives ability powers, Guardian Angel movement speed, and starts the cooldown of GA as soon as you crouch or jump. This is also perfect for movement-focused builds, but personally I don't feel enough difference in speed to justify buying it. Resurrection Rangefinder gives cooldown reduction and massively increases your resurrection range. This is the item you want if you're building movement or want safer reses. Normal res range is 5 meters to start and 7 meters after activation. With this item, it's over 8 meters to start and about 12 meters after, giving you a lot of wiggle room. Aerodynamic Feathers gives you movement speed while using Angelic Descent and some health. I don't think anyone should pick this. Mercy should be constantly repositioning, not floating in the air. It's very predictable and will get you killed. Angelica Wear? I don't know how to pronounce this word actually.
Angelica Wear
Gives you health and heals you for 3% of your health every second while you're in the air. With Mercy's base health, it's around 6 health per second, and it scales the more health you have. I really like this item for tanky or movement builds, especially combined with Martian Mander, which also regenerates health even when you're on the floor. Chainy Walker gives health, increases damage boost to 35% and gives extra ult charge from damage boost. I love this item. It enables your team and lets you farm Valk quickly. This is basically a must pick. Those are all the Mercy specific items. Everything else can be sorted into these 5 categories we talked about earlier. Now let's talk about powers. There are 12 powers. Distortion. Boosted allies gain 20% lifesteal. This power is great if you want to hard pocket someone or if you just want to focus on damage boosting more. Protective Beam. Beam targets above 80% gain 10% damage reduction and your staff stays attached 1 second longer when your ally is not in sight. I dislike this power since your teammates are probably going to be under 80% health most of the fights. The 1 second longer beam attachment is bugged. I wonder when they are gonna fix it. I would rather buy a different power instead. Serenity. Sympathetic Recovery heals you for 10% more, so instead of 25% of all healing you do, it's now 35%, which is very much. It even triggers when you're healing a full life ally. This power is great for survival and I can absolutely not complain about this one. Supply Surge. Reloading your staff, just like Flash Beam, grants allies 20% movement speed for 2 seconds, restores 50% ammo, and reduces their cooldowns by 3 seconds, while this ability has a 10-second cooldown. I'm also mixed on this one. It is great if you pocket your duo, but randoms will not profit from this that much, since they're probably used to reloading after a certain time and know their cooldowns. So if you're playing in voice chat or with your duo, I recommend it, but otherwise I wouldn't really buy it. Threads of Fate. Your beam chains to your previous target for 3 seconds at 35% effectiveness. Pick this power as your first power, no matter what. It is a moneymaker, you can also save games with it. It is probably the best power that Mercy has, even after the nerfs. Battle Medic. Every second your staff is attached, your blaster gains 3% attack speed, maximum being 30%, until you swap or reload your gun. This can indeed be useful if you want to play Battle Mercy. Honestly, it's mostly not worth it, since you already built attack speed in your basic build. Tattered Tourniquet. After you swap from your staff to your blaster, every second you wet that up, with maximum being 10 seconds, your beam will still be attached for 100% effectiveness while you have your blaster out. This is also a good power. A trick that is really good with this one is before you res, you pull out your gun and your allies will still get healed for 100% effectiveness while you res, and yes, this power also works with Threads of Fate. So you can basically heal 2 teammates at 100% effectiveness while resing. This power is also great if you want to help your team with doing a bit of spam damage. Equivalent exchange. You have 3 charges of res, but with a 33% reduced cast time. And no cooldown, which resets every round. I greatly dislike this power. I basically hate it, if I'm honest. I never use it because only having 3 reses is very limiting and can lose rounds. I feel like it's good for clip farming and edits, but it's not good in the actual gameplay. First responder. You and your ally gain 250 overhealth for 6 seconds after resurrection. This power is very powerful and it scales the more ability power you have. You basically become unkillable. This can be very fun if you do a cheesy res and they just can't kill you. You can also use this overhealth to pull out your gun and shoot people after the res. Renaissance. After res, you get a mini Valkyrie for 5 seconds. This is also one of the best powers she has, especially combined with first responder. The Wambulance.
Someone call the Wambulance.
When you Guardian Angel end, heal your target for 4 life for every meter you traveled. This power is always played with first responders, since these are both the only powers that even do anything with ability power. So you can build a great bouncy movement build, which I show at the end. Just be careful you don't get killed because of repetitive movement. Triage units. When you fly to an ally below 50 health or critical, they receive 25% more healing for 3 seconds. This power is also pretty good. I usually use it when my team needs some extra support and if my tank can't stay alive or my other support is pretending to be a DPS again. It really works well with Wambulance, but once again, don't get killed over repetitive movement. These were all the powers. Now I will tell you my basic build to get you started and explain why I build things that way. And yes, I will give you the build code and some other build with a quick explanation what playstyle I would use them for. Of course, also with codes. If you want to have an in-depth explanation of the builds or want to have a build specific to a playstyle, write in the comments and I will make a separate video. Basic healing builds. We start with Threads of Fate, and in the first round we buy Compensator and Weapon Grease, also some health. In the next round, you just try to get as much attack speed and weapon power as you can. Remember, it scales, so take about the same of each. This is how it is most effective. You can also throw in some survival items if you have some money left. Then in the next round I take either Triage units or Renaissance, depending on what I think my team will profit from more. And the other one that I didn't pick, I will take the next round when I can pick a power again. For items, I will buy Chain Evoker and also buy as much weapon power and attack speed as I possibly can. Just try what fits your playstyle most, but usually my games end before I can even get to the last round. That is the build I usually take. It's focused on enhancing Mercy's already existing qualities and helps you get Valk quickly. Now to the other builds. My ability power build adds some more ways of healing. It can also give you overhealth when rezzing in the endgame. All that without forgetting about the main focus, which is weapon speed and weapon power. I use it to switch things up from my basic build when I'm bored. My Res Kitten build is focused on rezzing and rezzing as much as possible. It has a lot of cooldown reduction, so your cooldown is 20 seconds instead of 30, and you get 680 health after res, same as your teammates. Their health depends on their base health. Also, you get Valk after res, and of course extra res range, so you can be very sneaky. It is very fun and annoying to play against. Move It Mercy is a movement build that makes you very hard to kill if you use it right. I definitely recommend trying it out since it is a lot of fun, but I wouldn't take it as my main build. Pocket Angel is for hard pocketing and flanking with your DPS. I recommend that build if you're playing in voice chat or playing with your duo. Mercy never dies. Makes you basically unkillable. You have a lot of health regeneration and you can just laugh at the people trying to kill you. It is very useful when the enemy is running strong builds or has double hit scan. I hope this video helped you understand how Mercy works in Stadium. Try out a few of my builds and tell me how you like it. Also make your own builds now that you know how everything works. Don't worry, that was a lot of information now. Just relax and try it out. Don't forget to have fun. And if you're unsure about something, just rewatch this video and share it with your friends. Regardless of that, I hope you have a nice day. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.